So the first thing you want to do is to go into edit mode instead of object mode. So change to edit mode. In edit mode, you have a single object that you can change the vertices and move them around. Now we can press number key 1, 2, and 3 to change the selection method for what we want to choose to select. So if I just want to select a face, I can press 3. If I want to select an individual vertex, I press 1, and edges 2. I'm going to go with face select mode as 3, and I'm going to start by extruding the back of the spider a little bit. That's pressing the E button to extrude, and because the spider's thorax, the back of the spider, would be first a little bit smaller, we'll do S for scale and go down. Then we'll E to extrude again. We'll do S to go larger, and as we know, a spider's thorax gets quite a bit larger. And then E to extrude again. And one more E to extrude and scale down with S. Now, of course, the spider also needs legs, so this is going to need a loop cut, and that would be Command R. If you hold Command and press R, you'll see this option appear as you move your cursor around. I want to add loop cuts across here, but I want to add 3 of them. So I'm using my scroll wheel, or 2 fingers moving up and down, to choose how many cuts I would like. Now if I put 3 cuts, there, if I put 3 cuts, I will be able to make 4 spider legs out of this side, and you'll see what I mean soon. So I scrolled up to choose 3. First I did Command R, I chose this area, and then I scrolled up to choose 3. I'll click, and then I don't want to move them away, so I'm going to press the Escape key, ESC, to cancel that move. Finally, I need Command R again to give a loop cut across the whole spider body, and this time just 1. I'm going to move this up a little bit because spider legs are not half the body length, maybe just starting in each of these blocks. I will go back to face select mode with 3, and I'll click on one of these faces. I'm going to press E to extrude. This is the start of the spider leg, and as we know, a spider leg goes up, so I'll press G, and I want to lift up, not push back, so I will press Z after I press G, so I'm grabbing on the Z axis. Now it goes directly out from the spider, but up. I'll also press G and Y and move it forward a little bit, because this spider leg should not be directly straight out. Again, I'm going to turn the next spider leg out, so I'll press G, sorry, not G, press E to extrude, cancel that, sorry, E to extrude, about the same distance. I'm going to press G and then Y to move it a little bit closer to this spider leg, and then I'm going to press G and Z to lift it up like the other spider leg. Next leg, we'll repeat the process. So E to go out, G, Z to go up, and if you're not happy with the location, again, you can press G and Z and change it around. The last one on this side, we'll press E to extrude, G, Y, I'm going to move it back, G, Z, I'm going to move it up. Now, we can do all of these legs. We can extrude at the same time, I believe. Let me shift-click for each of them, or you can just do the same process I just did. And we're going to extrude them all out. And we're going to grab them, G, and bring them all down. Now, this really depends on what you want the spider to look like, but I'm pretty happy with this. So again, I'll extrude, GY. I can also extrude GY. This one I might just extrude straight out. And this one I'll extrude straight out and then move back. Now I can press again, Shift to click, click, click. I will press G to lift them up on the Z axis. To make sure that they're about the same height, I'm going to press the Y to see about where the height of these are. So I'll press G again and Z to lift up. That's probably about a good height. And now I'll press E to extrude them out about a similar length. I think they should go slightly farther, so let me just GX. And now I'm going to bring them all down. So there we go. Okay. Now we have mostly a good spider, but let's give it a little bit more character for the face. So let's select both of these faces together and press E to extrude. This line here, this edge, I think should be a little bit softer. So I'm going to press 2 to do edge select. I will press G and Z to bring it down. And maybe G and Y to bring it in a little bit. Okay. This is like a Minecraft spider. If we want to see what this would look like as a rounded edge spider, we can do that using modifiers. So I'm going to leave edit mode. I'm going to go to object mode. So I'll go up here, choose object mode. In modifiers, we can add a modifier. Your menu might look a little different. That's okay if you have an older version, but you want to find subdivision surface. When you add subdivision surface, it makes the spider smoother. The more you put here for levels, the smoother your spider gets. But if you go too high here, it makes it very difficult on your computer to process. So please do something like 2 or 3 at the most. Now, I wanted the spider legs to have sharp corners at the tops. And also to have sharp points where it's meeting the body. I do like the rounded thorax and the rounded main body. So what we'll do is we'll go back into edit mode. And you can see that nothing changed in our actual model. This modifier is here, but if I actually turn off the viewport, I actually see that the model is still here. It's just Blender is calculating if we decided to apply this modifier. This is what it would look like. And that means I still have the freedom to change only just little things and have big effects. Now what I want to do is make all these elbows pointy. So easy enough, I'll do loop cuts again. This is our friend. Command R, loop cut. And I'm going to add a loop cut to each of these legs. And I'll drag the loop cut up to the top. If you notice, Blender's actually doing a little bit of math right now to figure out from this point here, or this point here to this point here to this point here, and it's kind of curving across those 3 points. If we move the 3 points closer to each other, we get a sharper edge. So that's what we're doing by adding a loop cut. So I will add a loop cut to this one. Also, to move your screen around like I'm doing right now, you can hold down the Shift key and move 2 fingers at a time. So here we go. And final leg there. I can also do it on this side. It's not necessary, but I might do. And then again, the same thing with the area near the body. We'll do Command R, bring that closer to the body, and you can see more clearly where the leg meets the body. Gives a little bit more definition. If you want it perfectly sharp, you can put the loop cut right up against the edge, but I like it a little bit softer around the edges. Okay, we are just about done with our spider. Okay, leaving edit mode, we should see in object mode, this is what our spider looks like. Now if we want to have 2 eyeballs here, or I don't know, 8 eyeballs, however you want to do it, we can go back into edit mode. I suggest doing it in edit mode, and we can do add UV sphere. And now inside the spider is a separate object, a sphere. It's started in the middle of the spider because that's where our default cube started. What we can do is we can press G and Y and move the ball out. We can press S to scale it down to the size that we would like. G and Z to lift it up to the height that we would like. And I think a little bit closer to the spider, so G and Y. Maybe G and Z again. I'm not sure exactly what I want here, but now I'll move the eye over. So I'll press G, X to the side. And now if I want the same eye on the other side, if I still have all this selected, I'll press Shift D. That's duplicate. And now I press G, X again to grab it. Nope, that did not work. Sorry about that. Grab it on the X-axis. That didn't work at all. Shift D. Escape, maybe. And then we press G, Y. Yes, G, X. Okay, so when you press Shift D, sorry, I forgot you should press the ESC button to escape after you create it. If we leave edit mode again, go back to object mode. If you like the look of this crazy spider, then fantastic. You are ready for animation. If you don't, then, well, too bad. Change it.